Welcome back. You are listening to Scout Team Sports. Thank you for coming and listening in every 7:30 to 9 on 12ouncesportsradio.com. Tonight, because it is Valentine's Day, the night of lovers, we are doing a special best of show of Scout Team Sports. We're going to bring back some clips from the original episode. We're going to bring in some of our favorite clips over the last 6 to 8 months that we've been doing this show, and we're going to bring in all of our favorite stuff. So I appreciate everybody for listening in. I appreciate you for always checking us out at scoutteamradio.com, for hitting us up on iTunes, giving us great reviews, listening to us on anywhere you can listen to a podcast, and always checking out our live show at 12 Ounce Sports Radio. Enjoy.
It's very, very important.
No,
it is
that's
not
not it.
enough.
That's not what I want.
Bad basketball. The refs killed the game, and I will be the
This
first
is
to
awful
admit.
too.
Texans who will forever regret passing on Johnny
Is that serious
Manziel.
right now?
Oh, Golden Boy's coming back.
And he wants to come back.
Dancing with the Stars?
And
Dancing with the
he
Stars?
called out Conor McGregor.
Oh, shit.
No, that's
God,
true.
no.
Yes.
Hey,
It's a true
motherfucker.
story.
This I can get into.
Kyle, tell me what do you think about the podcast? What do you want to see from Scout Team Radio?
Man, regular sports talk is just so boring. I feel like we just need to get into things that are fun. We joke around. We just have a good time. And we make this about the fans because we all are as fans. We're not these retired athletes that decided to make $50 million playing sports and then go on to ESPN. We're just regular dudes that are fans of these teams. And we just want to come here and have a good time and talk about what we want to talk about. Talk about what fans want to hear, not about this BS stuff that they have to put on the ESPYs.
Yeah, and I for one am burnt out from the Colin Cowherds, the Stephen A. Smiths, the Skip Bayless,
Stephen A.
where
Smith.
like all they do is let's debate.
Hey, let's just sit here and argue with each other just to argue.
LeBron James had a hangnail. Let's talk about the next 30 minutes, what that means.
Don't have time for that. To be honest with you, all I want is groupies. Don't tell my wife I said that. But,
Is she going to listen to the show?
not this episode if I'm talking
okay.
about groupies. You know what I'm saying?
Does she even know you're here right now?
She knows I'm here.
But then she's listening.
But she thinks I'm in a pirate contest. So,
pirate?
it's a long story. Don't ask.
Okay.
But, it's fine. Groupies and pirates.
Is that why you're wearing that eye patch?
On what eye?
Whoa! Hi-oh.
That's why they call him the one-eyed pirate.
The
All right,
one-eyed
Comes in hard.
So, Kyle, you're a Redskins fan living in Orlando. How does that happen?
Well, I was born up in the D.C. area, and I've
sorry.
been a lifelong Redskins fan. I legitimately believe that Kirk Cousins is a top 5 quarterback, and he's going to show it this year. He's going to show it this year how it is meant to be to play the sport of football as a quarterback in the NFL. He's going to take my Redskins to the promised land, and I believe that. I might be stupid, but I believe it.
So, are you a Bullets fan too, or?
Well, the Bullets don't exist anymore, but when they were the Bullets...
Holy crap, dude. You took it back. Like, what the?
I mean,
Listen,
Bernard King, I love the Bullets back in the day.
The Wizards. Sometimes I forget the Wizards are a team. No, I can't say that because Gator legend Bradley Beal plays for the Wizards.
Who?
Exactly.
Hey,
Bradley Beal, great Gator legend.
Gator legend Joakim Noah plays for the Knicks. You watch them too?
No. Joakim Noah, 2-time NCAA champion.
I mean, he was a baller.
All right, so you're not a Bullets or Wizards fan?
So, I'm not big of a Wizards fan. I would say I do like the Nationals, but more of a casual like for the Nationals because they weren't around when I was up in
Right,
DC.
they were up in like what, Montreal?
Yeah, they were
Expos?
yeah, whatever, Quebecers or whatever they were called back then. And
That's horrible.
so never been much of a Wizards fan, but I am a Nationals fan. I do like the Capitals. I would hope that they would be able to get over the top. I mean, Ovechkin's been kind of a killer in the regular season, and then in the postseason always lays an egg. He's like the Chris Paul of hockey. So, I mean, my poor life.
That's bad. That's just
He is. He's the Chris
bad,
Paul of
dude.
hockey.
Holy
and
crap.
then, you know, moving here to Orlando, I'm a big Magic fan, or the Tragic, as we like to call them,
Yeah, the
because
Tragic.
He
we've
said
been
Magic.
we've been pretty crappy for so long. It's pretty depressing. I'm actually gonna cry in my beer as I think about it. Why don't you guys take over, because this has gotten too hard for me.
Wow.
The Magic,
I
the
too.
Magic do suck. I'm sorry. They do.
Well, of course.
Yeah, it's just
I mean,
bad.
they're a team that tries to be good by winning the lottery in the draft. And so far, we've lucked out. We've won the lottery twice. And like every true person who wins the lottery, we go bankrupt very soon afterwards. We just spend all that money and just go bankrupt. But I still support them. They're my hometown. Born and raised here in Orlando, which means I am a Gator.
No.
and
Hey,
through.
you cannot say born in Orlando. That means you're a Gator.
Yeah.
That doesn't, no.
Orlando
Just say
is
you're
a Gator town. Like,
No,
what are
the
you
fuck
talking
it
about?
isn't.
Yes,
if it is, we're gonna change this shit now.
No, I mean, you can't change it.
No, we're
It's
gonna
really
change
a
this shit.
UCF night town. Thank you.
I would give the UCF Knights more than I give the
It's a
Gators.
UCF night
Yeah.
town.
I'm pretty sure there's more Gator fans in Orlando than there are UCF fans. But
So I have a question for you. Is 7 greater than 6?
If you're bringing up Robert Ory, then
I
the
am
answer
bringing
is
up
no.
Robert Ory.
No,
Big Shot Bob.
no.
So if 5 is greater than 3, then 7 should be greater than 6. Michael Jordan has 6 championships. Somebody in the exact same era with the exact same amount of teams that were in the league at the time was Robert Ory.
Okay, and how many times out of those 7 championship teams that Ory was on was the team built around him?
Every time.
Was built around Robert Ory?
No, okay.
Okay, how many times was Robert Ory the leader of the team?
Robert Ory knew his role. He would step
No,
up
no,
and
no,
nail a big shot when the team needed it, whether he was with the San Antonio Spurs, whether he was with the Houston Rockets, or the Los Angeles Lakers. He would show up, hit the shots he needed to hit, win championships, and he's got 7 rings.
Okay.
And that's impressive.
Okay, so Steve, so is 1 better than 0?
Yes.
So Steve Kerr is better than Allen Iverson?
Yes.
Or I don't know. Steve Kerr might have won 2 or 3. I'd have to see when he
Steve
came on
Kerr,
the team.
I think
was
he
on
won
2?
3.
Was he on that 3?
I think he came in the last 3.
Okay, look, so does
That
1
could be on errors and
does 1, 2,
omissions
or
next week.
3 beat 0?
So
No. So the answer is yes, right?
the
Is
answer
Steve Kerr
is
better than Allen Iverson?
Steve Kerr was not better than Allen Iverson.
I rest my case.
So I even would put that up against Karl Malone, Charles Barkley. A lot of these guys never won championships. That's why I think Michael Jordan's argument that 5 beats 3 isn't necessarily like the end-all, be-all of arguments for championships.
So, like I said, I'm on the fence with LeBron and Kobe, but I think Michael Jordan knows way more basketball than you and I. So I'm going to side with Jordan on this one and say Kobe is better than LeBron. What was the other thing? We got one more thing to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
The
but
LeVar Ball one-legged comment?
Yeah, but see, what you're saying is Michael Jordan knows way more about basketball, but when you look at him as a general manager, would you say the same thing? I mean, he would know more than us.
He's not a general manager. He's a part owner.
Okay, owner. He basically does everything with the Charlotte
Well, I
Hornet
mean,
Bobcats, Bobcat Hornets.
I would say Phil Jackson knows a lot about basketball, too, and he failed as a general manager.
How many rings does he have?
He's got 11.
He's got more rings than fingers. That's a good problem to
Yeah,
have.
and
Okay, so LeVar Ball.
LeVar Ball.
So Michael Jordan said one-legged, he could beat LeVar Ball.
Right.
So
Well,
I'm
now,
just-
which leg are we talking here?
It doesn't matter.
Right,
Either or.
left, middle?
Middle leg. Yes, his tripod. We're cutting the tripod off at the stem.
All right, so one-legged.
So one-legged. I can see Michael Jordan out on the court, hobbling around one leg.
Hobble around one leg.
Now, like, if he's in a wheelchair, like, have you ever seen those wheelchair basketball games? Like,
Yeah,
those
yeah,
guys are
yeah.
actually, like, really good.
No, they're legit.
Like, so if Michael Jordan's in a wheelchair and he's, like, wheeling around and then shooting, he probably could beat LeVar Ball. But if he's out there and he's, like, no crutches, no wheelchair, he's just one leg and he's having to hop, LeVar Ball's got a 51% chance of winning that game.
What is that beer that you
I need
ordered?
to get Snapchat.
I don't remember the name of it. It's kind of a peach beer, so that's,
Okay, so I'm close with the Sunny D.
it's my man card may have gone
Your
out the
man
window.
card.
I went up there. I said, "I'll trade you my man card for that peach beer," and the guy
I like
said,
my beer a little fuzzy.
"Can I have the fuzzy navel of beers?"
It's peach.
It's very peachy.
Yeah, it is peachy.
I love this peachy
Did you go back
beer.
with the same beer over there?
Yeah, the Carl.
The Carl.
The Carl.
The Hot Carl?
The Carl.
I went with the
Did you win
Spook
with a
Hill.
beer named the Hot Carl? How's that working out for you?
You know, my Carl looks different.
It's
Wait,
hot.
what do you got?
I got the Spook Hill.
Oh, what?
The Spook Hill. It's pretty good.
Racist. Son
No,
of
there's a
I mean,
a
if
hill.
you listen to the previous episode, you know.
If you wow, wow. So asshole.
That was a good one.
Kyle
That was
is
a good
an
one.
asshole. That was
He
good.
is, but that was a good one.
All right, so Spook Hill. Before I sound racist for those who aren't from Florida, Spook Hill is. I can't even talk right now. Kyle's taking my picture as I'm turning red.
Somebody who says they're not racist is racist.
Yeah, that's true.
I got
I
one.
did-
I
I
got
did
one
run-
black friend. He's sitting next to me.
He is sitting next to me. No, I got Linsky, Donald, Sean.
I think you're
I can name all
overcompensating.
5.
You're like a short guy with a big truck.
Yeah,
You're compensating for something.
that's true. So Spook Hill,
Oh crap!
as I continue on with my story,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
there's an area in Florida where it's called Spook Hill because there's this hill where if you park at the bottom of it and you put your car in neutral, it'll coast up the hill.
Wait, you ever been there?
I have not.
All right, I've never
Have
been
you?
there either. No,
We should go. We should.
No,
we should
you
record an
shouldn't go.
episode from there.
That was high school folklore.
no, but we should go record an episode and we can just talk about the people who park their cars and see if it goes uphill.
That sounds like a great idea.
It sounds like a fantastic episode.
We're gonna have to
no,
bring some
we're not
beer
gonna
with
do
us.
that. That is not gonna
yeah,
happen.
We're gonna have to bring some beer if we did do, but I get it.
All right, so I was driving up here and I heard more Kyrie talk.
Who?
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, Kyrie.
So he's
So the
lucky
latest-
to have played with LeBron. I'm just saying that.
Okay, so the new talk is that talks have kind of fizzled, but supposedly the whispers, the rumors, is that San Antonio and Cleveland are talking. And I think if Kyrie goes to Cleveland without San Antonio, obviously they can't give up Kawhi. But if they can keep Kawhi and Kyrie, I think that with Pop, I think that'd be a force to reckon with Golden State.
So they would have to give up. I'm assuming LaMarcus Aldridge would be in that trade as one of the trade chips. I wonder what other pieces. Have you seen
Couple of
anything?
draft picks.
Couple draft
No,
picks.
right now it's just rumors and speculations and whispers.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
But wait.
A good rumor needs more than
But
the
wait.
trade machine.
Kyrie.
Yeah,
Kyrie
bring it
is a shooting guard.
No, he's a point guard.
He's a point guard.
Yeah.
Kyrie is.
Who?
Oh,
Kawhi. Have another beer there, Anthony. Kawhi.
Kyrie.
Next on Caillou, Anthony tries to say Kawhi.
The beer is good. The beer is awesome.
Tune in next week when we discuss what type
already
of
stopped
injections.
recording, Chris.
Oh, damn it.
No, I'm just fucking with you. Go ahead.
Tune in next week when we discuss what size needles John Bones Jones used to inject his steroids. Wait, can I say one more thing? You brought up,
No, please.
you brought up Kelvin Benjamin, and you're right. Kelvin Benjamin is
He's
like
a Seminole.
the Florida State Seminoles. He came in last year with a lot of preseason hype, and he disappointed everybody just like the Seminoles are going to do this year.
God.
All right, let's talk about the Saints.
You son of a monkey. And also on the Twitter machine, they're reporting that Dwayne Wade is going to somehow join the team during the season.
Who?
Dwayne Wade.
D Wade.
D Wade.
Is he going to be like an equipment manager?
I mean, dude, he's good.
Cheerleader.
He's good
gonna
for
wear
40
those capri
games.
dress pants
Come
that he
on.
likes to wear.
Dwayne
and he's
Wade-
gonna be on the sideline cheering everybody on.
Dwayne Wade's still good for 40 games. If he comes off the bench, that's somebody that can give LeBron James a little break.
Yeah, he'd be a good compliment. I agree. If he went to Cleveland with Isaiah Thomas, with Jay Crowder, Kevin Love's still there.
It's the Miami Heat all over again.
They got a good team.
Absolutely.
I think the only thing about this trade that I don't like is I'm still not sold on Isaiah Thomas, and it's because of his size. You saw it in that playoff game, the playoff series before he got hurt against the Cavs, and he could do nothing. Like, the Cavs just beat him up with their size.
And but he's a winner. That's what I like about him. He's got the eye of the tiger. He's like, screw you. I don't care that I'm short. I'm still going to be a
but does he need to,
when I'm out on the court.
But does he need to do? But does he need to do a lot? I mean, he had LeBron James on his team.
LeBron James needed Kyrie's help to win the finals in the 2 years ago.
Yeah, because they were playing against the Golden State Warriors. Everybody needs help against those guys, and they still won. But Kyrie, to me, is a little bit overrated because he wants to go on his own to prove that he's better than he is. I think he's just not that superstar that can carry a team by himself. He was a good piece as a compliment, but he wasn't the team, and he won't be the team, even if he's in Boston, because Boston just gave up too many good players to get him.
So let's ask the question. Do they beat Golden State this year? Does Cleveland beat Golden State this year?
No, not yet. I think they might still have a chance, but...
Come on, man.
Because we're going to wear rompers together and beat down Chris, and that's going to go on YouTube and be like an internet sensation.
It's going to be like, dude gets beat up by people or two guys in rompims.
Check out dude in Panthers shirt getting beat up by rompims.
Yeah.
I like it. I think that's a good one. So that's why. Hey, we're together. We got this. We're broing out right now.
We're
Boom.
broing out. Yeah.
All right, now let's see if you guys stay together. We're going to talk about the HTTR Redskins.
Hashtag that shit. All right, you want me to go first or last? Why don't you guys
it's up
go
to
first?
you. It's your Christmas.
All right, we're going to let, why don't you guys start out, and I'll go ahead and I'll be the anchor of this marathon.
So I'll go first.
All right.
I was down on Kirk Cousins a little bit last couple of weeks.
And so tell us what changed.
I actually looked at his stats. I'm not a stats guy. I'm a hard and hustle guy. I just am.
Even though I brought up his stats on the show, he finally looked at them.
I finally looked at him and said, you know what? I went back and I said, you know what? He's not a bad guy. He's not a bad QB. I think you guys make some improvements. Plus, my prediction is that the Cowboys aren't going to make the playoffs. I got you at wild card. I got you going in as a wild card at 10-6.
All right.
So I have also become a Kirk Cousins fan. Not because of you. I've been a Kirk Cousins fan since I picked him up on my fantasy team. And I was waiting for you to say that.
Top 5.
I'm still waiting for you to say that, Anthony. I was trying to bait you into that because you just told us off the air that you picked up Kirk Cousins on your fantasy team.
I did pick Kirk
and
Cousins
that's truly
on my
why
fantasy
he
team.
became a Kirk Cousins fan.
I got to win the fantasy league.
I think Josh Norman settles in his role with the Redskins. He kind of, he did well last year, but he needed to find his role with the team.
Strength, teamwork. Please welcome All-Pro center Jason Kelce. Philadelphia! If you love the Eagles, let me get a hell yeah! You love the Philadelphia Eagles, let me get a hell yeah! I'm going to take a second to talk to you about underdogs. I know Lane and Chris just talked about this, but I don't think that it's been beat home enough. Howie Roseman, a few years ago, was relinquished of all control pretty much in this organization. He was put in the side, he was put in the side of the building where I didn't see him for over a year. 2 years ago, when they made a decision, he came out of there a different man. He came out of there with a purpose and a drive to make this possible. And I saw a different Howie Roseman, an underdog, Doug Peterson. When Doug Peterson was hired, he was rated as the worst coaching hire by a lot of freaking analysts out there in the media. This past offseason, some clown named Mike Lombardi told him that he was the least qualified head coach in the NFL. You saw a driven Doug Peterson, a man who went for it on 4th and down. Went for it on 4th and down in the Super Bowl with the trick play. He wasn't playing just to go mediocre. He's playing for a Super Bowl. And it don't stop with him. It does not stop with him. Jason Peters was told he was too old. Didn't have it anymore. Before he got hurt, he was the best freaking tackle in the NFL. McVay was told he didn't have it. Stephen Wisniewski ain't good enough. Jason Kelsey's too small. Lane Johnson can't lay off the juice. Brandon Brooks has anxiety. Carson Wentz didn't go to a Division I school. Nick Foles don't got it. Corey Clement's too slow. LeGarrette Blount ain't got it anymore. Jay and John can't stay healthy. Torrey Smith can't catch. Nelson Aguilar can't catch. Zach Ertz can't block. Brett Selleck's too old. Brandon Graham was drafted too high. Vinny Curry ain't got it. Bo Allen can't fit the scheme. Michael Thomas can't fit the scheme. Nigel Bradham can't catch. Jalen Mills can't cover. Patrick Robinson can't cover. It's the whole team. It's the whole team. This entire organization was a bunch of driven men to accomplish something. We were a bunch of underdogs. And you know what underdogs is? It's a hungry dog. And Jeff Stoutland has had this in our building for 5 years. It's a quote in the O-line room that has stood on the wall for the last 5 years. Hungry dogs run faster. And that's this team. Bottom line is, we wanted it more. All the players, all the coaches, the front office, Jeffrey Lurie, everybody wanted it more. And that's why we're up here today, and that's why we're the first team in Eagles history to hold that freaking trophy. And you know who the biggest underdog is? It's y'all, Philadelphia. For 52 years, y'all have been waiting for this. You want to talk about an underdog? You want to talk about a hungry dog? For 52 years, you've been starved in this championship. Everybody wonders why we're so mean. Everybody wonders why the Philadelphia Eagles aren't the nicest fans. If I don't eat breakfast, I'm fucking pissed off. No one wanted us. No one liked this team. No analyst liked this team to win the Super Bowl, and nobody likes our fans. And you know what? I've just heard one of the best chants this past day, and it's one of my favorite, and it's new, and I hope y'all learn it, because I'm about to drop it right now. You know what I gotta say to all those people that doubted us, to all those people that counted us out, and to everybody who said that we couldn't get it done? What my man Jay and John just said, fuck you!
I've been in conversation with Dana White to come up with some good ideas for what the next big crossover will be. So
Dana White?
Yeah, Dana White. Him and I, we tweet back and forth.
Not Donna White?
No, not Donna White. I don't even know who that is.
Okay.
Is that a thing?
No, I'm just saying.
Is that Vanna White's brother?
It might
I mean,
be.
sister? Or brother, sister? Could be anybody. Could be anybody. So I've been thinking about it, and I've got a couple ideas. Have you guys come up with any ideas for crossovers? Because I could use some help with my promotion company. I guess it's our promotion company.
I came up with one, but I want to hear yours first.
All right. I'm going to give you one of mine, and then we'll go over to yours. But my first one, this is serious. This is with the promotion company.
No, I feel like I got the winner, so I'm going to go last.
Okay, you can go last.
Go ahead,
all right.
So I'm going to be cocky asshole like that.
All right.
Of course he is.
All right. So my big one is Michael Phelps on Twitter called out Conor McGregor and said, hey, why don't we swim? You know, like you could come out and challenge me to a swimming race. So it made me think, like, obviously Michael Phelps is game for doing some crossover stuff. I mean, he already raced a great white, which, you know,
Which
that was a lot
fake.
of fun. Yeah. So I'm thinking,
before the next Olympics, like maybe the night before the opening ceremonies, the Summer Olympics, we take Usain Bolt and Michael Phelps, and we put them in like a 5-event like competition. One of them swimming, one of them running. And then we throw in like cycling, rowing, and maybe like one like off the wall like shot put or something.
Gotcha.
And then we put them together, and then we see which one does best. We like take the total of each event, add it together, and crown the grand Olympic champion legend of all time. And that's my event, and I think it'll actually make billions of dollars.
I like this idea. Can we add Caitlyn Jenner to the mix?
Oh.
No, because
Caitlyn?
she's a decathlon winner.
Let's do it. Let's
Like,
do it.
If
Yeah.
we're gonna go for the ultimate supreme legend Olympic champion, you gotta throw Caitlyn Jenner in, and that would make $2 billion.
Oh.
We're-
All right, I'm calling our
Easy.
agent right now. Hold
Let's
on.
go.
Give me.
You're
I'm going to
not-
take a pause. Anthony, you got one?
All right, I got one.
All right, I'm going to take a pause and call Caitlyn Jenner's
ahead.
agent. So,
Yeah.
Anthony, why don't you go ahead and tell us what you got?
Let's work on it. I'm going to bring Michael Jordan, the greatest, out of retirement
Okay.
to battle Tom Brady in a field goal kicking competition. All right? That's what we're going to do. I think that's going to make us billions of dollars. People are going to pay to see that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And then I'm gonna get on the horn with McDonald's, and they're gonna play for a thing of fries. Larry Bird will be the judge.
I think
Let's
that'll
do
be,
it.
I think that'll be a good one. Absolutely.
All right,
you got?
so I have one, and it's not going to be a sport though, but it's going to be two athletes. I want to see Charles Barkley versus Shaquille O'Neal in a Yo Mama contest.
Oh, that would be good.
Yo Mama
That
contest.
would be good.
We can get that guy from that 70s show to come host it again. No, he'd bring it down. Maybe we just have Caitlyn Jenner host it.
Caitlyn Jenner, yeah. She's very charismatic.
She is.
Oh my God. I'm not touching it. Literally not touching it.
I'm going to throw in a little bonus here.
Oh,
And,
I like bonuses.
So I was thinking, you got Brock Lesnar, and we're talking about
Uh-huh.
him. So I'm thinking I'm going street fight. We're going to go straight up street fight. Brock Lesnar versus Justin Bieber. Just to see Brock Lesnar beat the living crap out of him. Does that sound like a plan?
Do you think he'd beat the douche out of Bieber?
No, the douche will never be out of Bieber, but how many people would pay to see Brock Lesnar beat the living crap out of Justin Bieber?
I feel like you would try to buy it 5 times. You would go to different people's houses. Like, can I buy this fight for you just to make sure it happens?
And here,
Hey.
here on Scout Team Radio, where we mention Justin Bieber every episode.
I
No,
was
we
going to
didn't last
mention.
episode.
I was going to mention. Yeah, I've
I
been
think
hanging
Tim
off.
Tebow came up last episode.
Yeah,
but
Tim
not,
Tebow definitely came up
Tebow
last
always comes
episode. I mean, Tim Tebow's a good example of a crossover athlete that ended up coming over.
So you got any others, Kyle?
Yeah, I think I got one more that I want to talk about, and I think this is a pretty good one. So, right now in Major League Baseball, the home run is back.
Uh-huh.
So, our guy who is the face of baseball right now, not Aaron Judge. I'm sorry, Giancarlo Stanton. Giancarlo Stanton, who hit number 51 last night, which is good for him,
Yeah.
man. That's unbelievable. I actually think he will break Roger Maris's record because I do believe Roger Maris still holds the record because all those steroid dudes back in the 90s, they don't count. Anyway, back to where I was at. So I think Giancarlo Stanton in an MMA fight in the octagon versus Aaron Judge. I think
MMA
that would
fight?
be fun. MMA fight. No, yeah. Who do you think would win? I mean, they're both big dudes, ripped. Aaron Judge has got height on him and a little bit of weight on him.
Yeah,
But Giancarlo, man, that's a scary dude.
I'm going to go with just the name. I like
No.
the Judge as a name. Like
The Judge.
Yeah, he's
That'd be a
coming
cool
through,
wrestling
man.
name.
That would be a good.
He's coming through. He's kicking everybody's
Can
ass.
I up it a little bit better?
Go for it.
What if they did a tennis match?
Ooh.
So it's kind of like this. Like they would just basically be just baseball swinging at this tennis ball. Like we just remove the net and just have them just crush the tennis ball back and forth until like do you think they can get it up to like 150?
Do you think they get extra points if they hit each other with the ball?
I mean, that's what I'm
Like-
going to be hoping for.
yeah,
right?
like +5. You get a bonus.
Well, what's that movie? Basketball? Remember
Oh,
that movie?
Basketball's awesome.
Basketball? Yeah. Something like that.
Basketball
That's what
is
we're doing?
awesome. You know what? There was also, I don't know if you guys ever saw this on HBO, there was like a tennis special that had Andy Samberg and Jon Snow from Game of Thrones was the actor was on there. It was funny as hell, but it was like the bad boy of tennis.
Yeah.
Against the good guy of tennis, and they played it up really well. Anyway, you should check it out. I don't even remember the name of it, but I laughed my behind off.
Behind.
We're in a family establishment, so I've got to watch my language.
You've already passed that
Behind.
threshold.
All right, so we've come up with a bunch of good crossovers, but listen, McGregor and Mayweather is doing something that was already done. I brought up Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq did this like 5 or 6 years ago with that show Shaq Versus.
There you go.
And he was playing people in volleyball. I don't remember what other. I only watched one episode.
He ran track.
He ran track.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff, man. No, we're not firing you. Well,
So,
you
I'm
go
just
back
messing
to
with you.
You go back to who's out there though. Seriously, I mean Chip Kelly. Yeah, he was okay in Oregon, but what has he done for anybody lately?
But Chris brings up a good
Seriously.
point about Scott Frost. I'm a UCF guy. UCF rolls over FIU, and actually, I think they're going to have a really great year this year. And so, is Scott Frost going to stick around in that program, or does he have the taste for that Power 5 conference, that elite? The Florida Gator job, that is a huge job. That is like the pinnacle. That's up there with Texas, with Florida State, with Alabama, with these big programs. Florida has got a name, so he could leave UCF just to be able to say, I am now at the pinnacle of my sport. I'm at the Florida Gators. It's like having the Ohio State job or the Michigan job. These are elite jobs that it's once in a lifetime opportunity. So if they fire Mac and they come back and say, Scott Frost, we want to offer you the Gators position, he's got a big decision to make. He could leave UCF in a heartbeat for that opportunity, and he's proven himself as a UCF coach kind of at this point. I mean, it's a small sample size. He's still got a long way to go, but if they continue winning in the program at UCF, he's going to be a really hot candidate next year for coaching positions.
When did Scott Frost get to UCF?
When?
2 years ago.
Yeah, this is his second year, full year.
So what's his total record? 7-7 or something like that?
But I think given the opportunity, he takes it. Even if he's not ready,
Wait, record?
he takes it.
No. You're taking that the wrong way. You know what the record was the year before he coached?
Okay.
0-10 or 0-12 or whatever it was. He took a team with no wins, brought it to a bowl game. I think we were 7-6.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey, quick question: do we want Thomas Rawls?
Yeah, he just got. Hey, look.
What round are we in?
We're in the 15th round.
Man, take a chance on somebody. Just do it.
Thomas Rawls.
I guess so. Look.
What was his name? Tommy Balls?
Look.
I don't want Tommy Balls on my team.
He's 7-7 at this point. It's his second season here.
Second season. It's his second season.
He hasn't proven anything. He hasn't even beat USF yet.
He's taken an 0-12 team, a team that was left in shambles.
It was 0-12.
Right.
Who gives a crap? I can win half a game. I can win half a season. I can go 500.
Critic, what do you think? You think he could win?
I'm going to make a bold prediction.
Okay, let's hear it.
If you take a team from 0-10 to a bowl game, he's the LeBron James.
Oh, crap. Oh,
that's true. I like what
Let him talk.
saying.
Let him talk.
He is the LeBron James of UCF football.
Woo! I like it.
You guys are just high on Scott Frost. That guy's going to get to UF and flop. Okay? Seriously, he's 7-7, second season. He hasn't beat USF yet. What team has he beaten to say, hey, look, I think I want to bring him to Florida? Seriously. I mean, and trust me, I'm not a Florida fan, so they can by all means go ahead and get him. I think that'd be 4 more years of kicking their ass. But just be honest, is he really a winning coach? I mean, it's second season.
Small sample size.
Just like
small sample size.
But
it's been good so far.
But at the same time, just like I wouldn't fire Coach Mack after 3 seasons, I wouldn't hire Coach Frost after 2 at UCF.
So how many?
Let him beat some teams. Let him beat USF. Let him win a conference. Let him win a couple more bowl games.
So what I had originally said was that it's not going to be this year that we fire Coach Mack. It'll be next year. So that'd be Frost's 3rd season. And I said, we'll see I want to see what he's doing. If the offense is still one of the top offenses in the country, and they're winning 8 to 10 games a season, I don't need them to win the conference. It's hard to win your conference year in and year out. It's also hard to take a team from 0-12 to winning a conference in 3 years.
But if they don't beat USF this year, because that was the whole thing. I remember I said UCF doesn't have a tough schedule. But if you go 500, but if you beat USF, you're good. Yeah, that's like your Super Bowl. You can celebrate. Like, hey, we accomplished something.
To quote the critic, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Were you this critical of Jimbo Fisher when you hired a no-name, nobody, no coaching experience other than offensive coordinator?
And how were his first 2 years?
They were rocky. But
they weren't rocky. You guys won you guys lost like 3 games this season.
That's anything coming from Bobby Bowden. You know what I'm saying? Look, all I'm saying is he hasn't proven himself. And like I said, by all means, go ahead and hire him if you want. But he hasn't beaten anybody.
All right.
He ain't beat nobody.
I think we all kind of beat our teams down as much as we possibly could.
So
go Knights, go UCF.
What was your favorite game of the week?
My favorite game of the week.
You son of a monkey.
Why are you doing that to me?
I
can't even come up with my own opinion here. You're already beating me down. I haven't even said anything yet.
Pick a new game that we haven't really talked about yet.
I would say the most interesting game from the week. Let me think about this for a second.
All right, we're going kicker. Prater, Crosby, Lutz, Boswell, Sturgis, Sebastian Janikowski.
Sebastian!
Kick his ass. Seabass.
Seabass,
What about
man?
Jason Myers at Jacksonville? I feel like they're going to kick a lot of field goals.
Is Dustin Hopkins still
Get into
available?
the red zone, dude.
Dustin Hopkins, if we're going kicker.
I don't see him.
Oh, he's probably already been taken. He's elite.
Let's go Matt Prater.
Did De La Hoya jump up?
UCF.
We're going Matt Prater.
De La Hoya jumped the ship. Did he go to NFL?
No, he went to the CFL. All right, so my favorite game of the week, I will say, I'm not going to pick one of these hyped games. I'm going to pick a game that was a little bit softer, but I want to give it to the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Okay.
They had a really good game. They were playing North Carolina State, and North Carolina State had a lot of preseason hype. They were coming out. Everybody was kind of picking them as this, up-and-coming team, and South Carolina was kind of down and out. When you have ex-Florida Gators coaches, sometimes you get a little bit of a bad rap. But the South Carolina Gamecocks, they came out and balled, man. They put it up on North Carolina State. So I want to say my favorite game to watch because I think it was a pretty competitive game. It was kind of that North Carolina versus South Carolina rivalry going on. Was the South Carolina Gamecocks taking the victory over North Carolina State? I liked watching that one.
That ex-Florida player looked pretty decent, didn't he? He looked okay.
I was talking about the coach.
No, who you talking? Where did Greer go?
Oh, he went to West Virginia or something, didn't he? Where did Greer go?
Yeah, where did Greer go?
Oh, Will Greer went to that exciting game of West Virginia.
Yeah, he's at West Virginia.
Every single pass that he completed hurt. Just a little inside.
He's good.
He's really good.
He's really, really
listen,
good.
When it comes
Those
down to
PEDs
Coach
helped.
Mack, if he does end up getting fired, everybody's going to look back to his decision of letting Will Greer go.
Oh, yeah.
I got to go with that's my favorite game. It looked good to watch an ex-Florida player chop it up for another team.
The West Virginia one?
Yeah. It looked good.
Virginia Tech looked pretty good, too.
Yeah.
Florida State's lucky they don't play them this year.
Yes, they are.
I would say, I'll piggyback off of that. I would say that's one of my favorite games. A lot of people don't understand North Carolina State's a tough team.
They are. They're a good team.
They are a tough team, year in and year out. I mean, they don't go too far, but they're a tough team.
Yeah, in South Carolina, they've been down and out a couple of the past years after Steve Spurrier left, and then it's been kind of rebuilding. So it's nice to see that they've been competitive. So they might be pretty good this year. Even though Anthony thinks the SEC is dead, other than Alabama, I disagree. I think there's a lot of good teams out there. It may not be as dominant as it once was, but teams like South Carolina are going to be competitive in these games. Teams like Tennessee are going to be competitive. And I think it's important that the SEC comes out and shows up. And South Carolina did that for the SEC. And Anthony was wrong again. Genius status confirmed.
So my favorite game of the week was last night's game, the Georgia Tech Tennessee game, because that triple option it's boring to watch if it's not working, but if it's running like a well-oiled machine like they had it last night, it is
You can't
fun.
stop it. You can't stop
and
it.
this kid Marshall, the quarterback for Georgia Tech, ran a half marathon last night. I think he had like 249 yards on 47 carries.
That's pretty good.
That's crazy. Like, number one, you shouldn't have your quarterback carry the ball 47 times. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly.
And it kind of sucks that they missed it on the extra point, doing the 2-point conversion. Did you guys watch it at all?
No, I saw the highlights
highlights
this morning.
on
I didn't
ESPN.
watch the game myself. But
Yeah, I knew it was football season back when I'm not getting sleep because I'm too busy watching football late at night. The game ended at like midnight. So do you go for 2 points there? If it's double overtime, you know your defense isn't stopping their offense. Do you go for 2 points there?
No, you don't.
Oh, you
Play
gotta
it safe.
have some balls and just go for
You
it.
play it safe.
Every once in a while, it works. It makes me think of last year, the Oakland Raiders. They had it first game of the year, I believe it was. They were going for the win down at the end
New
of the
Orleans.
game. They're up against New Orleans. And they're like, should we tie it and go into overtime or go for the win? And Jack Del Rio said, you know what? Screw it. This is our year. We're going to play this to win. We play to win. We don't care about ties. We don't care about overtime. We are playing the game to win. And that set the tone for his entire season. So if they would have got it and ended up winning that game,
Of course.
it would have set their tone as like a winning mentality the entire year. So I think you just do it. You go for it. And even the fact that they didn't get it, they know that, like, you know what? We're not afraid to try. We're not afraid to go for it. We're not afraid to be the best team that wants to win. We're not going for a tie. We're not going to keep trying to, out-tie the next team. It's like, let's go for it. Let's win. And that's what football's about. It's about winning.
Yeah, but sometimes you got to play it a little safe. Kick the field goal. Go into double overtime.
No, it would be triple overtime.
Take it.
Then you're going to be forced to do a 2-point after that. I was just glad they went for it because then I was able to go to bed. I was like, thank you, Coach Johnson. Like, no matter how this turns out, I get to go to sleep.
No, I take the safe bet. Go to triple overtime. See if my defense can hold them.
All right, so
because the name of the game is defense, right?
the name of the game is defense.
It's a good thing we selected 4 defenses on our team.
Yes, we're doing good.
That's in fantasy. In real life, it's defense.
So I just want to say that it was a great week last week, but we do have a good week ahead of us. I don't know if you guys have looked at the schedule at some of these games coming up this week. We have a lot of really great, exciting games coming up. So if you've had a chance to look at the schedule, what are some of the games you're looking forward to?
I have 2 big predictions.
Oh, I like to hear this. The critic he's got some good stuff going on.
I'm going to take Auburn over Clemson.
Wow, they play each other next week?
Yeah, they do.
And I'm going to take Oklahoma over Ohio State.
Ooh, that's 2 bold predictions.
That hurts my top 5, so I don't know if I can go with that, but I like it. Ooh, I like where you're going with that.
I think that's the game of the week, Oklahoma OSU.
Oh, yeah, that's a big game.
Absolutely.
Chris America.
You guys are just all animated tonight. I like it.
You're really loud, too, by the way.
I am?
No, him.
Oh, you really?
Kyle's scout team.
I'm really loud.
His name is Loudbeard.
That's why he's Loudbeard Sports.
I mean, when you have the name of Loudbeard, you have to live up to your
seriously,
reputation.
Tone it down. I'm like,
no.
My ears are bleeding right now. So, did you tell him about... Don't turn it down all the way.
It's just the headphones.
Oh, the headphones are down?
The speakers are down. The microphone's the same.
I don't like it when I can't hear myself talk because then I start shouting.
What?
Don't shout.
What?
Hey, so something we haven't done yet, and we do a terrible job of telling our listeners to do, is if you're listening to us on iTunes, go and rate us and rate and review. Please rate us 5 stars. If you're not, then don't do that, but...
I was going to say, like, do we really want people to rate us? I'm just asking.
Well, please lie. Lie to...
Lie to me?
To iTunes, I mean, we're nice guys. We deserve a good rating. Even if we put out a crappy show, but we're still nice guys. Like,
we
you
don't
say
put
we're
on
nice
crappy
guys.
shows. I'm just saying, people go out there just to rate,
Okay.
right?
Well, if somebody goes out and rates us and they give us a good rating, we'll send them a funny GIF.
We will. We'll tweet at you.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like that.
We'll tweet a funny GIF at them. I think that's the best way to do it.
And we keep talking about our Snapchat. We need to pick up our Snapchat game.
We do. We need to pick it up hard. I've been trying to get on Instagram and being a little bit more active on Instagram, but Snapchat, we've dropped the ball.
One I want to see. I want to see Man with the Golden Mic. I want to see you download Snapchat for Saturday night. So when it's about 7 o'clock and the clock strikes zeros on that Miami-Florida State game, I wanted a little sad face from you.
This isn't a college football episode, so leave me alone. And besides that, there's a hurricane or a tropical depression. It might cancel the game.
Is that what you call it when the Florida State Seminoles start out 1-2 in the season?
Well,
tropical depression.
Hold on. Let's stop. We're doing NFL right now.
He's going.
He's got a point.
You guys brought it up. You guys brought it up.
I know. I brought it up, but I don't want to steal all our material for our college show.
All right, so we're going pro sports. We have our own separate college segment, our college show that we'll be getting into here a little bit later tonight, and we will be dropping as a separate episode. But a couple interesting things before we get into football. Baseball is getting hot again.
It's that time of year. Now this is that time of year where I pay attention.
That's right. You got to pay attention to all the good games.
I watched the game last night. I was actually pretty excited about it. I was going for the Twins because the Yankees are like the Cowboys of the Major League Baseball, and I figure, everybody else likes the Yankees. We need somebody rooting for the Minnesota Twins. So I was rooting for them. Tied 3-3 in the first inning. Starting pitchers get pulled early, and it was like really exciting, but then Minnesota didn't really do anything after the first inning, and the Judgment Day, Aaron Judge comes up to bat, 2-run home run, and that thing was like a dart, line drive, smashes it over the left field wall. Man, that guy can hit. I know he strikes out probably 75% of his at-bats, but the other 25% when he hits home runs, that shit's worth it.
That's honestly why I don't want the Yankees in the playoffs anymore, because I am so tired of hearing the Yankees play-by-play guy on sports talk radio every day. And his all rise for the judge. It's a judgment day. It's a judgment bomb. Judgmental time. It's like, dude, it was funny like the first 3 times, but the 500th time, it's a little old. And it's not, he just doesn't do one. He does like 5 different judge puns, and they're all the same. And it makes me hate the guy. I shouldn't hate a guy for that, but I do.
Do you hate Aaron Judge, or do you hate the Talk Sports guy?
Well, I hate the Talk Sports guy, and he makes me hate Aaron Judge.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I mean, I like Aaron Judge, but the fact that he's a Yankee kind of takes it a little bit away. I'm just not a Yankee guy because they're just one of those teams that has just such a huge following, and everybody that's a Yankees fan they're diehards, and I like to throw some shade on people like that.
I hate any New York team, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't like anybody. I
All
don't
right,
like any
fair
team from
enough.
New York.
Yeah, if the Yankees turned into the Cubs, like they went like 100 years without winning it, I think that would be more entertaining for baseball than them to win again. People always talk about how they want to see the Yankees win or the baseball needs the Yankees to win. No, like it is a more intriguing story for every year that goes by. Hey, the Yankees haven't won in 10 years. They haven't won in 15, 20, 25. That would be an awesome story. And then maybe they could become the lovable losers like the Cubs were.
Yeah. I like that. I like where you're going with that. I think when the Cubs won, it was such a great story. I thought when the Royals won, because these small market teams that have trouble getting the talent like the Yankees can buy.
Right.
When those teams win, that is excitement. When the Yankees win, it's just like, oh, the Yankees won again. Yeah.
They paid for it.
And I honestly feel the same way about the Red Sox. Now, when the Red Sox first won the World Series back in the 2000s, and it was like, oh, we broke that streak, and
it was cool.
That was cool. But then they've been relevant ever since then. I'm over them too.
I've seen that movie before.
Exactly.
I've seen the Red Sox win. Let's move on.
Yeah. So I'm ready to see some new and exciting teams, like maybe the Washington Nationals take it. But we'll see. We'll get into that.
Obviously, you want the Washington Nationals to take it. So that's your team, right, Kyle, is the Washington Nationals?
Yeah, that's my team. I mean, I like the Rays because we do live here in Florida, and the Rays are my local team.
But like always, they're not in it.
Like always, they're not in it. Yeah, well, when you lose your coach, your manager, to the Chicago Cubs, and he goes and wins the World Series, and you realize that was the best thing that has ever happened to that franchise and probably will ever happen to that franchise, and he left, it's hard to get really excited. Now, they didn't have a bad year.
No, I mean, we were talking about them maybe making the playoffs.
Right, they were above 500.
In July, but
yeah, they just
August
don't
it
have
fell
it.
apart, and they never came back. So
I agree. So I'm definitely a Nationals guy. I'm from the D.C. area originally. That's why I love the Redskins so much. Nationals weren't around when I left D.C., but they're still kind of my team. I like to watch, and I mean, they're exciting. Their pitching staff is amazing, and they've got a lot of young talent. So really exciting team to watch. I can't complain. And I think this is their year. I'm going all in on the Nats. So
sounds good.
And that's my team. I don't know. Who do you guys think is going to win it this year? Who's going to go?
We're talking baseball.
Okay, never mind.
Well, Anthony, do you have a team that you're going to root for? I mean, you're on a sports podcast now. You got to at least pay attention to the playoffs. Just like you did.
I hate to ask this, but can you even name a team other than the Yankees that we mentioned earlier that's in it, ready to go?
Probably not, because Tampa Bay was the leading team back in the day, like after All-Star, and they're not even in it, I'm pretty sure, right?
No, they're not. Were
Exactly.
you not even paying attention to our show?
Paying attention, bro.
Anthony doesn't even listen to the show while he's on the show.
He's our football.
I'm the football
He's our
guy.
college football expert.
It's baseball.
Well,
I mean,
it's really
you
just
know what?
Florida State expert.
Whatever.
So we are Scout Team Sports. Some people call us the David Hasselhoff of sports podcasts, and no one hassles the Hoff.
Is that a
No
good or
one.
a bad thing?
Oh, hell yeah, that's a good thing.
What?
Really?
You know,
Are you
he's
kidding
number
me?
1 in Germany.
This was like Knight Rider. That was it, right?
Oh, come on.
Knight Rider, Baywatch. Like, come on.
You watched
And,
Baywatch?
I mean,
He was in the
America's
Baywatch.
Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. He was in the
Hey,
Baywatch movie.
Hey, was there any black people in Baywatch? I'm just asking. Like,
The-
be real.
The
Come on.
Rock is tan. I
He
mean, he's
wasn't
a
in
man
Bay-
of color.
No, I'm talking about the old Baywatch, though.
Oh, the old
Old
Baywatch?
Baywatch,
Yeah.
no. And The Rock is black, by the way.
Yeah.
He's black.
The Rock is a black man.
claim
I thought he
him.
was like a Samoan.
No, that's his
Nah,
like.
we claim him.
That's what he like pretends to be, but he's really a black guy.
I mean,
we
of
got-
course you would claim him. He's cool as hell.
We got him.
I think his grandfather
Was
played a
from-
Samoan guy in wrestling, but he wasn't really Samoan.
Oh, is that the real story?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, we'll take Samoans.
mean-
we'll take all the Samoans, too, so we're good.
Okay.
So we just covered it.
All right. So, The Rock was in Baywatch.
Yeah, but
Does that answer your question?
no. We're talking about the original Baywatch.
I don't know.
Can we...
Were you-
claim-
I
I
don't
wasn't-
even think I've ever
Anderson?
watched the original Baywatch. Like
Exactly.
maybe I
So
think I
David
just
Hasselhoff
watched.
wasn't a man.
It was
think
like
I
a
just-
novelty show.
I think I just watched the intro to Baywatch all the time, just so I could see Pamela Anderson, all the other hot chicks running, and then I'm like, okay, I got my fill.
Was
Time
she
to move.
hot, do you know?
I mean, when you're
Then
like
she was.
when you're like 12,
Yeah.
every girl is hot.
Yeah, that's true.
Any chick that's 6 or above is hot when you're 12.
When she was
Okay,
at
we're
Baywatch, she was hot, but like she got kind of
She didn't age well.
No, she did not.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean,
I was more of a Jenny McCarthy guy, anyways.
oh,
during
singled
those
out
days.
Jenny
Yeah,
McCarthy.
singled out.
Oh yeah.
Still Oprah. Still Oprah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, that's Oprah solid.
Oprah since I was like 12. I'm good.
I mean, that's kind of weird.
It's true.
It's that Oprah money, man. Oprah money.
I am who I am.
So we love talking about sports and Oprah here at Scout Team Sports. So we're going to jump right into the college football week that we just passed up here because we had a lot of great stuff going on. And we are here in the great state of Florida. And the great state of Florida has such amazing college football.
Yeah,
I
it
mean-
does. I think Florida college sports in Florida is kind of back. It's been kind of down where Florida State was the only one carrying the torch for the last 2 or 3 years, but now Miami's getting its mojo back. UCF is back to doing great things. Florida, we'll see. Florida State's kind of going into the back burner now where they belong.
I hate all of it.
But they're still a decent team. I mean, they're okay.
We'll beat Florida.
So
USF is really good. Can't forget about them.
Yeah, USF
even though,
is really good.
Even though their fans have forgotten about them. Have you seen what their numbers are? They're
pretty
like
bad.
they're
I did
like
not.
They're like 20,000 at the turnstiles
Yeah, they're pretty
at
bad.
Raymond James Stadium.
they're still better than the Chargers and the Rams.
That's true.
So, I mean, that's for something.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, USF's a great team right now, but they're kind of like UCF where if they're fair weather fans, and so hopefully those fans start showing up, but we're not like that powerhouse college football like Florida and Florida State. We're kind of like new to the big college
Right.
football scene. So some of the fans and some of the alumni aren't really like on board like they are in Florida. Like Florida Gator fans are fanatical. Florida State fans, fanatical. I don't know if I describe UCF and USF fans as fanatical.
Not yet.
I'd even put Miami above UCF and USF.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far.
As being fanatical? Yeah, they don't.
No, like they don't
no,
draw well
dude.
either. Miami is a bad sports town. It really is. When it comes to
Yeah.
fan support, it's bad.
Well,
Like they show out when they're winning, but when they're average to below average, nobody's
not
comes.
to get into the demographics, but that's also not a rich city anymore either. Not as far as sports goes. The people who actually watch the games, but Miami's got some diehard fans. I know a couple of them that I'm going to beat up this weekend probably, but we'll be fine.
Yep. So
So you're going to beat
we
up some
kind of
Miami
alluded-
fans, huh?
I'm going to lose the game, but I'm going to beat.
We kind of alluded to this on our last episode, and we kind of stopped because it's not the college football episode. But is the Miami Florida State game even going to happen? Round 2 of Hurricanes
Yeah,
pushing this off. Is Florida State just scared? Are they praying to God for a hurricane just to postpone this game again?
So look, do I want to play it and get it over with? Absolutely. But if we postponed it for a week, I wouldn't be that bad. I wouldn't be that mad because
Where are they going
we
to
look
postpone it till
horrible.
now? This is supposed to be your bye week, right?
They'll do like the high schools are doing right now. Play on a weekday or something.
Yeah,
play
it's
on a
gonna be
Saturday
bad.
and then play like on a Wednesday or something.
Well,
It'll happen.
you know what UCF did? They had this game last week against Memphis, and originally this game, or the week they were supposed to play Maine, they canceled the game against Maine just to be able to play against Memphis because it was a divisional or an opponent that they wanted to play against. So they actually took a lesser team that they were playing against, cut that game out, and added it to the schedule. So that could happen. I mean, it's really weird, but it could happen.
The problem with Florida State is there's nobody lesser than us right now. So
Oh man, don't you guys play?
Hell,
dude,
Do you guys play a
man.
cupcake before Florida? Don't you guys normally, or is that an ACC game?
I think they're
Check
all.
the schedule. Check the schedule.
Yeah, I'm just down on them. It's been rough.
Well,
we had promise, and then all of a sudden it kind of fizzled away with this Wake Forest game. It wasn't good at all.
Well, if you listened to Scout Team episode like 4 or 5, "Come at Me, Bro," you would have known that there was no promise for Florida State. They were going to be an 8-4 team, and you just had false hopes. And I'm sorry, but I tried to talk you out of it.
So I'm not going to jump on this train because I feel like I've been a Florida State hater for a very long time. And I'm still a Florida State hater, but I'm going to say that they're still getting some love in the AP poll and in the coaches poll. They're getting votes to be in the top 25 still, even though they haven't shown anything this year. Once Francois went out, like they
That
should
was
not,
it. They should be. They got to prove it.
Right, they've got to prove it. But no, if you look, Florida State is still like a fringe team. If they win against Miami, they're going to be probably like ranked 20.
Because pollsters hate being wrong. They
Yeah,
really do. They
do.
never want to admit that they're wrong. So we have Delaware State for Florida State the week prior to Florida. So if they postpone the game, they'd have
That's
to
the
move
game
it
that
to
can be
that
canceled,
game.
yeah.
So here would be Florida State's final 3 games. At Clemson, Miami at home, and then at Florida. That would be a brutal 3-game stretch for them.
Holy crap.
I'm not in favor of that at all.
But I mean, they have to play that game because it's the
They have to
ACC
play the
game. So
I hope we actually just play it this Saturday. To be honest with
well,
you.
check Miami's schedule too, because they would have to be able to play that game as well. Although they could do what the AAC did for a couple of teams, is they made other conference games move around to where, like they moved, like I'm just using an example. I don't know if this is true, but they made Cincinnati, Connecticut move their game to another week, so that way Cincinnati could play Tulane or whatever. So they might have to do that with Miami too.
They got Notre Dame.
No, it's going to be that Virginia game.
Yeah,
so they would have to probably move that Virginia game over to that Notre Dame game and cancel out Notre Dame or some other.
That'd be a rough
out-of-conference
game to cancel, though. That would be a bad game to cancel.
I don't see any other. I don't see any other
everything
non-conference
else is-
games.
Everything else is on the conference.
So,
like I said, hopefully we just get it out the way. It's Miami's game to lose this year, though.
All right, so we're kind of jumping ahead to
We
like
are.
what's
We're
going to
jumping-
be
Well, no, so
happening.
I gotta tell you. So Florida State's part of my what the hell.
Okay.
So what the hell? Bold prediction curse. You had one job. I boldly predict Florida State to win, and then you bold prediction curse. We're supposed to make them lose. What the hell? Bold prediction curse.
It's pretty bad. I hate both of you, by the way.
I am the kiss of death.
Yeah, you are.
And I don't know why it didn't work. I don't know why.
We got lucky. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Florida State got lucky against Wake Forest. We should have lost that game. Wake Forest was a better team on Saturday. It just was. We show up for probably 20 minutes of the game. In the last 5 minutes, we show up and the freshman had a good pass. But besides that, we're horrible.
So are you going to say that Florida State's your what the hell also?
No.
So you got a college football what the hell you want to talk about, or are we just going to go into the Florida State?
It's the tropical depression, my what the hell. Like I wish it would just stop. Like, all right, we're in October now. Go away.
Yeah, like hurricane season end. Let's start talking about Halloween and Christmas.
I'm ready for my first cold front, man. I mean, the
Oh,
weather's
those
been
are the
kind of
best.
nice. The weather's been kind of nice. Like, there's been a breeze, but it's still hot.
Yeah.
I'm ready for that crisp fall air to come through, but it ain't gonna happen.
Not in Florida.
No.
So yeah, that's my what the hell. Tropical depression, just go away.
All right, so my what the hell is USC. USC has been in my top 5, which I'm actually thoroughly regretting at this point, because one of the reasons I picked them is because Sam Darnold is supposed to be the savior, the number 1 definitive draft pick in next year's NFL draft. Heisman candidate, better than every other quarterback in college football. And guess what? He's not that good. He is not that good. And because of that, USC is not that good. They've been pretty lucky on a couple of these games.
And I've been hanging on because I picked them as my top 5, and again, I'm having some regrets about that. And I got to say, what the hell, USC? And you know what? I want to give a little love out to our boy Matt Melendez over at a Reality Check-In. He actually got a bold prediction correct.
Yeah, what did he predict?
He predicted that USC would lose.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, good for him.
He finally did it.
He did it. I know.
I did it in the same week. I boldly predicted Florida State would win. He boldly predicted Washington State. It works out.
I mean, it's like a absolute connection going on
there.
The
curse is broken.
It's unbelievable.
Really, but what's
unbelievable.
Yeah. I predicted USC would lose too, though. They're good for one more throughout the season.
I think so too.
Yeah, they're good for Arizona or UCLA. Catch them sleeping or something. It'll happen.
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame on the schedule, absolutely.
So let's roll into I told you so, and I'm going to stick with Florida State. I told you they'd go 1-2 to start off the season. I said it.
You did.
I said Florida State will start the season off 1-2. What is the record?
1-2.
Boom. Told you so.
And they didn't even play Miami. You were predicting that Miami would be one of the losses.
I couldn't have seen.
Unbelievable.
I didn't see the hurricane.
You would have been way off if they would have lost to Wake Forest. They would have been 0-3.
Well, no, they still would have been 1-2, and then they would have been 1-3.
Yeah, that's right.
America in the foot. You heard that?
What's that?
Oh, nothing. I didn't say anything. What's going on? Yeah.
All right. So what's your I told you so?
I told you so. I told you Georgia was the truth. My boy Jake Fromm over there. Everybody was like Tennessee's going to be a close game, and they put them to sleep. Georgia's top 5 right now. Georgia's going to make statement for the next couple of years. I told you so.
Where did they come from?
Houston County.
Houston?
See what I did there?
I thought it was Houston. No,
we don't know how to read in Georgia. Reading's hard.
Did you guys check up on the show QB1?
No, not yet. I've been busy.
Man, it's a good show.
I don't know. Have I?
I don't know. Have you?
What's your I told you so, Kyle?
So my I told you so is the UCF Knights. I told you so.
UCF.
So I got a couple interesting facts here for you because the stat machine was working on overdrive last night, and I was getting some information together. And I just want to let you guys know that UCF dominated Memphis. They've had 3 blowout wins to start their season. So UCF is 3-0. They've outscored their opponents 139-40, which is awesome. And even more impressive is that all 3 opponents are 9-0 in all their other games other than their 3 losses to UCF.
Chris America joined here with
Kyle, not America.
To my right is the man with the romper. How you doing there, Kyle Scout Team?
I'm doing fantastic. You sound like you don't have a lot of energy. Like, you're not the one wearing a romper. Like, I'm the one stuck here wearing a romper. But you know what, though? I feel good because it's airing out my guys pretty nicely. Anthony's been checking me out all night, so I'm a little nervous about that.
He has been giving you those eyes.
I told him,
Hey, look, bro.
I told the server, I'm like, cut him off because if he has too many, he's going to start...
He's been having those hungry eyes.
Look, bro. Don't ever mention me and those guys in the same sentence ever again, all right?
I know.
It ain't happening.
I see it in your eyes.
No, you ain't seeing shit in my eyes.
I see it in your eyes.
Trust me.
Wait, you're wearing glasses. That's my reflection. My bad.
Yeah, it is your reflection. Whatever.
So Kyle, was it
Introduce
hard getting
yourself.
into that thing or what?
It was a little snug around the midsection. I
No,
think
it
that's all the
wasn't.
beers I've been drinking. But
No, it wasn't.
it's got a nice. It's form fitting. It says Scout Team Radio on it, so I know it's a pretty good deal here. I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's good for the show. It's good for my balls.
Did you
And-
just hear him say he likes rompers?
He does.
He likes rompers.
He's going to wear them around the house at least.
He's already
hey.
wore that one around the house.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah.
I'm wearing this shit to work tomorrow.
You should mow your yard in it.
Oh yeah, that would be nice.
No, he'll mess it up then. You know, he wants to keep it nice and clean. So
That's true.
Yeah,
Well,
you
it
can't
is
wear
kind
it
of like
around
this
the yard.
teal green. Like, what color is that?
It's awesomeness.
Awesomeness.
Irish green. You know what? That romper is just no. Oh God, no. That's just bad. But it looks like McGregor though. It looked like McGregor though, so it works. It works. Oh man, that's just bad. This is just horrible. Look. There's no words for it. I can't even do commentary.
Can you give
us
a A fashion show.
I'm gonna be honest with you. This pasty white guy's walking around with a green
A fashion
rumble.
show strut.
No. Oh God, dude.
Now back.
This is so bad. Oh.
Now turn. There you go.
Man,
love it.
We're losing followers right now.
That's
Right
okay.
now, as we speak, we're losing
Totally
followers.
worth it.
No, I don't think so. Oh my God. It's Thursday night, guys. We got to do something to liven up, man. Good God.
That
was
is
bad.
great.
That's a nice golden mic you have there.
It's a very. Oh, look at this. This is nice. I'm gonna stroke it.
I mean, this is live. This you can't make this shit up.
Hey, doesn't that kind of look like Linsky?
Wait. Oh, Linsky, you made it to the show. I'm glad you made it here.
You know what? Just for that, when I see Linsky, I'm gonna beat the crap out of him. Just because I can. Just because I can.
That's funny.
That's not funny.
All right,
black
can you
people
sit down so we can finish up our show?
No, he's all happy. He's live on Twitter, dude. He's good.
All right, so Redskins, Raiders. Raiders come to Washington.
So do we even need to talk about this game? I mean, the Raiders have had an amazing year so far, had 2 incredible victories, but the Redskins are going 15-1. So bold prediction, 67-2.
Running clock game of the week.
They get a safety, luckily. It's a fluke.
Was it one of those where the snap is high on the punt, so the punter kicks it out of bounds?
Yep. How did you know?
That's what happens when you have the 5th string long snapper in the
Or
game.
was the coach just say, hey, look, take the safety and give him the 2 points, walk away?
Yeah, all of the above.
All of the above? Wow.
All right, so HTTR.
You believe
hashtag
that, though?
that shit. Go Redskins. 67-2. Book that shit right now as we speak.
Take his beer away. Take his beer away, dude. He's delusional. He's losing it.
Did you see me doing the McGregor in a romper?
Yeah.
And you're now calling me delusional when I do the Redskins prediction for the week? I mean, really? Is that what happened?
67-2.
All I
That's
know
a
is
stream.
we play the sports counter in the podcast Battle Fantasy Football League, so we need Crabtree to score at least 3 touchdowns.
So
can it
does
be
the
like
sports-
66-21?
Does the sports counter have Carson Wentz as their quarterback?
No, they have Matt Ryan, it looks like.
Oh, Matty Ice.
Yeah.
You know what, though? Kirk Cousins is a good play this week. But we've got Cam, and Cam's going into New Orleans, and they don't even have a defense.
New Orleans is coming to us.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. You're
We
right.
gotta go with Cam.
It's still that New Orleans is a terrible defense. It's like playing a high school team.
It is.
So Cam's going to be a good play this
So
week.
do you pick Panthers to win?
Yeah, I got to pick Panthers to win.
Panthers.
They're going to be 3-0.
Yeah.
Panthers
You know,
win.
last year Minnesota went 5-0, and they finished like 7-9.
You know, 2015, Panthers went 3-0, and they finished 15-1.
Let's not dwell on the past.
All right, Packers and Bengals. Do the Packers bounce back?
Packers bounce back. I think our defense gets shored up. Aaron Rodgers catches fire. It's the Bengals. We'll win. You can't overlook them, but we should win that game.
So just so you know, Dalvin Cook is the 3rd leading rusher, with Kareem Hunt the 2nd or the 1st leading rusher. How does that make you feel knowing you didn't draft either of those guys?
It made me feel bad when we didn't pick them. Now it just makes me feel like crap. Like
Oh, you're talking
what
about the
are we
Bucks
doing?
not picking Dalvin Cook.
No, I'm talking about.
He's talking about Green
not
Bay
picking
because.
Dalvin Cook.
Green Bay.
I mean, is
Yeah,
Montgomery
we got a
working
chance.
out? What's he doing? I haven't really
I
been.
mean,
No, Montgomery's had he
he's
played good
decent.
last week.
He's good, but is he Dalvin Cook?
Is he Kareem Hunt?
Fuck no, he's not Kareem Hunt. And he
Yeah,
ja-
nobody's Kareem Hunt right now. Kareem Hunt is the Ezekiel Elliott of this year.
He is.
Yeah, he.
And
showed up from
Ezekiel Elliott
nowhere.
is not.
Ezekiel Elliott's the Todd Gurley of this year.
He is the Todd Gurley of this year.
Only one.
There's
game,
always one
though.
guy that's a
Only-
Todd Gurley.
Only one game. His first game back, he was okay.
He was good. He was
but
good.
but yeah, what he 8 rush yards?
Yeah,
That's
no,
pretty
I think
bad.
it was like 9 attempts for like 6 yards.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
That is pretty bad.
I know he had more attempts than yards, which is not a good thing.
And
You know what? The other thing that was a good stat, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Tom Brady had 2 rushes for 9 yards, and Ezekiel Elliott had 9 rushes for 8 yards. So he was actually outrushed by the immortal Tom Brady.
you know
He was outrushed by me going to the fridge.
So what we're saying is Ezekiel Elliott rushes for whatever, and then he's gone for X amount of games.
So I'm so bored right now talking about these NFL games. I think I need something to get us a little jumped up a little bit. We need some excitement. What do you think? I think I want to challenge you to a dad joke off.
Oh, we're doing this right now?
Let's do this right now.
Do this right now.
So we need some special judges. We need 3 judges. I see a couple people out in the crowd, and I think Anthony needs to go over and get our number 1 Scout Team fan and get her into the fold and have her help be the 3rd judge. So why don't you do that, Anthony? Back there. She's got the phone on. She's right now probably on Twitter.
Oh, yeah, she's over there with her husband.
Yeah.
Who the hell is that?
That's Jody, man.
Jody Cab.
All right, so
I'm sorry about
we're
that.
getting 3 judges.
I got glasses on. I can't see. Hey,
So
buddy.
I've
going
got
on?
my
We're
buddy
gonna do a
Nestor
dad
over
joke
here,
off.
his girlfriend Amanda, and Jody. So we've got 3 judges, and we're going to have a little battle. Chris America is going to have his top 3 dad jokes.
Oh, I got 15.
3. We're
Really
going
got
3.
3?
You got to pick your top 3. I didn't pick 15. I got.
Oh,
You gotta
I
give
can't
me-
help it. You're not as good as me.
We'll let the judges decide that. I think that we need to get judge. We need real fair judges to be able to decide who has the best dad jokes, and I believe that I'm going to win handily. So 3, you got to pick your top 3.
Threes, top 3 dad
If I knew I
jokes.
was doing 15, you should have told me.
I
I didn't
thought-
know
You
you're
didn't
like an
even tell me-
overachiever.
I thought we were just gonna do it to whoever laughs, and you know.
What,
lose.
you got some too? Anthony's in it too.
Yeah, I
Okay,
got
so
the
the
dad
3 of
joke.
us,
How
we
many
got
did you
3
get?
judges. Anthony.
I'm loaded, bro.
Hey, you're loaded
Oh.
too?
I'm loaded,
Sorry,
bro.
you're not loaded, bro.
He's wearing a romper. Of course,
He's looking
not
now. He's
loaded.
googling on his phone because he ain't prepared.
I keep all my notes on my phone. I'm
You need-
advanced in the technologies of America.
You need 3
What
dad
are you?
jokes to warm up.
You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. How
So what
dare
do
you?
What do you got?
Hey, his kids are here. No, his kids aren't there.
Whose
No, my
are
kids
here?
left.
I
I put them on the bus. Hey,
it's on.
I
now.
said I called Uber Eats. They delivered, and I said, "Can you take the kids with you?" And they did it. I just had to tip the guy like a 20.
No, he's lying.
That's pretty
They
bad.
came over here and they're like, "Daddy, there's a guy in a van giving out candy. Can we go with him? He needs to find his puppies." And
He's
he's
a
like,
horrible
"I'm
dad.
doing a show. Do whatever you want."
He's like that dad on Taken. Loses his kid like 3 times.
Yeah,
in a row.
exactly.
That's pretty bad, man.
The guy had caramel apples with razor blades in them. I said, "That guy's legit
He's
as
legit.
fuck." Yeah, let's
Let's
do
get into
this.
his dad jokes, man.
All right, who's starting off?
Chris,
I'll
you
start
go
off.
first.
Warming up.
Go ahead.
This is
You
a
can't laugh
softball.
at your own joke,
this
by
is
the
a
way.
softball. Okay. No,
All
I
right.
can laugh at whatever I want.
All right, go ahead.
Don't tell me what to
Here
do.
we go.
2 guys walk into a bar. 3rd guy ducks.
Whoop whoop.
Boo.
All right, the whole crowd is cheering. Woo!
Go ahead,
Good
Mr.
job, Chris
Go ahead, Mr.
America.
Unprepared.
Chris America. Miss Unprepared, is that what you called me?
Yep, you're wearing a romper.
You know what?
Oh, that got a laugh.
My
That got a laugh.
My dad joke of the day is this romper that I'm wearing. And again, the fresh air is blowing up my balls right now. It's nice. So, Chris, Anthony, I just listened to a podcast about beavers. It was the best damn show I had ever heard.
Well, I'll scratch that one off my list.
I'm only laughing.
Look,
'cause you said-
Anthony's laughing his ass off at me right now.
At
Bonus
my
points.
joke.
Bonus points.
All right,
That-
I got one. Why was the shopping cart mad?
I don't know. Why was it?
Because he was tired of getting pushed around.
Oh,
Come on. That
I
was a
like
good
it.
one.
I
That
like
was a
it.
good one. That was
All
a good-
right, Mr. Dad over
I was
here.
at
What do you
Target.
got?
What
I got
time?
that.
What time did the man go to the dentist?
I don't know. What time?
Tooth hurty.
Oh, nice.
I got a laugh over there.
Oh, so hey, you know what? Halloween's coming up. I just want to let you guys know that. Why don't you think skeletons ever go trick or treating?
Why?
Because they don't have no body to go with. Boom.
Hey guys,
right.
just for a second, I'd like to give a shout out to all the sidewalks out there for always keeping me off the streets.
That's horrible.
Wow.
What was Forrest Gump's password?
One Forrest run.
Oh man,
Dude, you
took
can't
my
call
joke,
that one as
bro.
no dad joke. Minus
You
a
took my
point.
dad
Stop
Judges,
stealing my jokes.
Judges,
Dude, that was
minus
my
a point.
joke.
Hey, where's that Alvarez Triple G judge
Yeah,
when
yeah,
you need
right.
him?
No, I gotta go again.
Go ahead, go
No,
ahead.
what do you mean you gotta go again?
No, let him
Yeah,
go
I gotta
again.
go
Where's my
again.
turn?
Hell no, bro. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
Oh, I saw that one. I almost put it on my list. I'm just saying. Because wait. We came up with all these on our own, right?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, of course. So, why was the cat disqualified from the race?
I don't know why.
Because it was a cheetah.
Oh.
What?
I thought that
These
was
are getting better. Look, the whole crowd's going wild right now. I'm tearing it up. I'm sorry,
one?
Chris. You're
I thought-
obviously at a disadvantage
one?
right
No,
now.
I thought that's why you don't have spelling test at the zoo because there's a bunch of cheetahs.
No, not funny.
You good? You
Not
good?
funny.
I got one.
What?
What do you call dental x-rays?
I don't know. What do you call them?
Toothpicks.
Oh.
That one got the whole table.
Okay, I got
So
one.
bad. All right, you got one.
If Shaquille O'Neal was a banana, he would be Shaquille O'Peel.
That's a dad beer. That is a bad dad joke right there. That should get extra bonus points for being so terrible.
It was bad.
So, hey, Anthony, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef.
Well,
I got one last
his
one.
banana joke kind of reminded me of one of my favorite jokes. What is Beethoven's favorite fruit?
I don't know. What is it?
Banana. Banana.
Okay, Anthony, you got one more for
One
us?
more. Two goldfish are in the tank. One says to the other, "Do you know how to drive this thing?"
Oh.
Goldfish in the tank.
All right, so we've got three
Goldfish in the
judges.
Hold on, I got one more.
No, no.
You got
I got one more.
There's still jokes and he's still going.
All right, go ahead. What do you got? What do you got?
Where does Fonzie go for lunch?
I don't know who's Fonzie.
You don't know who the Fonz is?
Yeah, I do.
From
I'm
Happy
just fucking
Days?
with
Where
you.
does he go for
You're
lunch?
like the only white guy that does it.
Do you want?
Hey,
You got
Wait a
nothing. You got
second.
nothing.
I'm just
You
saying.
got nothing. So where does
hey.
where does
I've
the
got a dad
Fonz
joke after you. Where does the Fonz go after whatever?
Where does he go for lunch? Chick-fil-A. Hey.
All right.
That was
Good
so
one.
bad.
Good
That
one.
was so bad.
All right, let's take it over to the judges. We had three judges.
Who you got? Who you got?
All right, you got it. You.
My goldfish in the tank killed it. My goldfish in the tank killed
All right,
it. Seriously.
so Jody Cab.
Come
what,
on.
What do you got, Jody?
You got two goldfish driving the tank?
Yeah.
Oh.
Chris America.
Unbelievable.
She's
That was
disqualified.
terrible.
She's
That was terrible.
disqualified. She's known Chris longer.
All right.
I think so.
Special guest judges over here. Nestor. Oh, the cheetah and the scarecrow. So we get half a point.
Half
So
to
we got
my
one, half, and half. So whoever gets selected as the winner by Amanda
It
over
can't
here
be this
will
one.
be the total winner. So Amanda, what do you think? No, she's pointing at me.
The mailman?
Pointing at Chris America.
Oh, my
Oh
God.
man, just because he likes to deliver packages. This is fucked up.
He's horrible at it.
It happens.
Hey, I want to say a few things. First of all,
All right, go ahead.
the whole nerd talk a couple of weeks ago. I don't know how the man with the golden mic didn't drop the hammer that day. What are your real classifications for being a nerd? Because I may be a nerd, and it kind of scares me.
You are a nerd. If you like Star Wars, okay, we'll give you the test.
These guys just like to talk shit. I mean, that's all. That's basically what it is. They always try to get me on something.
Have you seen all 8 Star Wars movies? Each movie, have you seen them all more than once?
9 Star Wars movies.
Is it 9 now?
Yeah.
It's like
No, it's at 8.
No, it's 9.
But
It's 8.
here's what I was taught, and I've been told by like my wife and friends. I'm like the alpha male now. I played college football. I coached. I have a radio station now. I was a sports writer, but I was taught that Star Trek is no good. Star Wars is good.
Ooh.
However, I stopped watching Star Wars about mid-20s, so I haven't seen them all.
Wow.
Okay, so then you're not as big of a nerd as Anthony is. Have you read the Harry Potter books?
No, but I read the Star Wars book, the first one that came out.
Okay,
It was like,
but you didn't read all of them.
But it's not Harry Potter. Like Star Wars is good, but if you read
No.
Harry Potter, you're in the nerd realm.
Hold on,
it's
but
the
if
same
you
thing.
argue that either one or the other, Star Trek or Star Wars, is better, if you get into an argument like that, you're a total nerd.
Now, what if
I'm
you
not gonna
wear
argue with you.
a Superman shirt? Does that make you a nerd?
Definitely.
You have a
100%?
Batman onesie on.
Hey, you know what? This isn't about me. I claim to be a nerd.
Dude,
I've
look.
never once said I wasn't a
Take
nerd.
the fucking picture. Look at it, man. My chest is big, dude. Look at that S,
Is
homie. You want to be like me?
He's
pal.
a solid C cup.
He's like short Shaq over here.
I look like
So
a
are you
Care
saying
Bear.
Cam Newton is a nerd because he?
Oh.
Hold on. Have you seen how Cam Newton dressed? Cam Newton's totally a nerd. Come on.
Is that swagger or is that being a
It's
nerd?
nerd swag.
Nerd swag. I like it.
don't know.
Cam is a big
swag.
nerd swagger.
Listen, ever
just
since
swag.
Revenge of the Nerds is a cool thing.
I'm not so sure about that.
Nerds drive Maybachs and they invent Google and all kinds of cool shit.
I mean, but
Nerd and cool is not mutually exclusive of each other. You can be a nerd and you can be cool.
Like Steve Ballmer, he buys the Clippers and he thinks he's cool, but he's not. He just sits on
He's
the
a nerd.
sideline and cheers
Yeah,
on
he's a
like a
nerd.
nerd.
But he's a nerd who owns the sports team, so he's cool.
Exactly. I'm with you.
Here's what I told my 12-year-old son, who one of his friends called him a nerd at school. I said, "Do you know what they call nerds when they become adults?
What's that?
Rich.
Bosses."
Yeah, bosses.
That's right.
And you know what? I listen to Lonely Island. I listen to that song Like a Boss, so that makes me a boss. If I just
There
say
you
Like
go.
a Boss
That-
a whole bunch of times, which makes me a nerd
Stat
that I know who
Magician's
Lonely
shaking his
Island
head.
is.
what? Lonely
You just
Island.
made Stat Magician very happy.
Oh, nice.
That's because that magician knows what's up. All right, here's the other guys. There's Anthony. You see him, Jeff?
Straight pimping, baby.
There's
Oh, yeah.
Anthony in his onesie.
Yeah.
And then we got the Batman
He really does
onesie
have a
here.
golden mic.
I
Yeah.
have a golden mic, man. You thought I was lying?
I mean, this is
Yeah,
not for
that's
show. This is for go
This
right
is
here.
the shit right
this
here.
is the real deal.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff,
Hey,
do I
once you
curse
guys
too much on the
configure
show?
your sound to where you can hear me in the studio, I'm gonna have to start joining you guys and backing him up because you guys seem to team up on him a
Ah,
lot.
my man.
He's
my
too
man.
like.
Ain't
I
nobody
mean, wait.
easy.
First of all, he's a Seminoles fan, so
Ain't nobody easy, homie.
no.
Bring it.
He brings it right there.
Whatever.
Well,
dude.
I pointed out on my live show Fridays at 1, and I don't mean to cut you guys off. The echo is really messing with my head. But on my show Friday at 1, I pointed out that there is nowhere in the rules or nobody's ever claimed to be national champion. The only reason we had 2 national champions is because they took each poll to determine a national champion. In many years, each poll had a different national champion. The Central Florida really doesn't have the right to claim themselves the national champion.
Oh, you just pissed like everybody in the room off, but I like it. I
Hey,
like it.
it's just
Screw
more
it.
elitism that doesn't understand the
no,
rules.
It's the truth.
Hey,
It's
Jeff,
the truth.
where's the mute button for your mic?
Hey, Jeff,
I got it
it's
right
the
here.
truth.
It's the end call button on my
End call,
phone.
boom.
It's
There
the,
you go.
it's the truth, Jeff, and I appreciate you for speaking it to these guys.
It's
Thank
just
you.
more elitism from Power 5 schools
No,
that
I-
don't want to admit.
Whatever.
I have a serious question.
All right, you got a serious
I
question.
have
Go
a
ahead.
serious question, Jeff. How
Yeah.
much did Anthony pay you to say that? I just want to know. Be honest with us. You don't have to sugarcoat
and
it.
Jeff,
How much was it?
Before you answer and embarrass yourself, please know that he doesn't really have any bitcoins. As much as he says he does, don't buy that shit.
He offers that shit to everybody.
Hey,
I
guys
bought
at
two,
the
like
office
2 Ferraris.
try to get me into Bitcoin. I don't even understand it.
Yeah.
So what's funny
No,
is
nobody does.
Hold on.
Hey, you claim UCF isn't national champions, but Bitcoin's out in the world. Come on,
Yeah.
there's a big difference.
I had a guy arguing with me about UCF's legitimacy and their championship claim, and he pushes Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, and I'm like, this is a special kind of irony right here.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
There you go.
So I think we're gonna have a special treat. We're going guest after guest after guest. This is our
Bring 'em
first
on.
live show, and we are excited to be out here. We did start late, but we are gonna hit it home.
We're hitting on all cylinders. I think we should go till 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I think so too.
I
Let's
think
do
we
it.
start at 8:30. We'll go till 10 o'clock.
Can we just keep going, or
We
does
should
this
have probably
radio station
we
cut us
probably
off?
should have asked Jeff that, but who cares?
We just do it.
We're in control now.
Yeah, we just do it. We got the wheel.
This is Captain Phillips. Hey,
I'm the captain.
I am
now.
the captain now.
I'm the captain now.
I am the captain now. It never gets old.
XFL's not happening. I'm sorry.
You don't think the XFL's happening?
Sorry.
I have a feeling that there's going to be a special guest coming on next that believes
in it.
in the XFL. And him and I don't
That's
always
fine.
agree on things, especially when it comes to UCF stuff. He might be your friend on that. But when it comes to the XFL, I feel like him and I will have quite the agreement in the fact that the XFL is coming back to Orlando, that the Scout Team Sports podcast / radio show is going to be the official, unofficial partner of the XFL in Orlando.
Say that again.
We are going to be the official, unofficial partner
of the XFL.
So we are going to be the unofficial, official voice of the Orlando Rage. On the line with us right now is the unofficial, official voice of the Chicago Enforcers. My co-host with College Tailgaters is Mr. Sean Tailgater. He's got his Chicago Enforcers hat right now. How you doing, Sean?
I'm doing great, Chris. It's awesome you guys doing this live show, but I'm a little concerned. Is there like a gas leak in this bar? Because like Kyle talking about these quarterbacks being top 5 and all this.
I knew that was coming.
Sean coming with fire.
Oh, damn. That's he burned you, homie. Oh, Batman couldn't find his way out of that one.
No comment.
I mean, we can get into it if we'd like, but I got about 12 quarterbacks I'd take over each of those fools.
Wow.
No, we're good. We're good.
As long as one of them's Blake Bortles, I'm good with that.
Right?
Don't embarrass him. Don't embarrass him.
All right, let's talk about the
Leave that for
XFL,
next
man. Were you listening to the show?
Yeah, I was listening to the show.
Awesome.
All right, so we had Debbie Downer, Jeff, talking about how the XFL wasn't going to make it. Pump us up, man, because me and Kyle were optimistic about this. Woo! Anthony and Jeff weren't optimistic about it, so bring it home, man. Bring us in.
All right, Anthony.
Go ahead.
We'll start with you.
Go ahead.
You said that the business model this time around is worse than the original, but the original, that shit folded because no one was going to games. They got horrible ratings. NBC dropped them immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I think this time around, a more complete, more competitive game is what they're looking for. And Chris and I talked about it in College Tailgaters. If anything, they're just going to add to the quality of the NFL. Like last time they added Skycam, so this time something new is going to come from the XFL. I think they're going to learn from what they did last time, put some asses in the seats, and I really hope Chicago gets their team back.
Okay.
I want to see.
They were talking last time Chicago was going to lose their team because Soldier Field is going to go under renovations. They're going to move them up to Milwaukee, up to those BSR guys up that way.
Man, BSR.
Did you guys hear our picks?
No.
For the XFL team. So Sean's going to have Warren Moon.
Okay.
He's going to have Chad Ochocinco. Who else did you say was going to be on your team?
Trent Richardson.
Trent Richardson running the ball. I'm going to have Monty Ball on our team.
See, you guys should have started
I'm going to
with
have Tim
this.
Tebow. I'm going to have Mackenzie Milton back up. He's going to get groomed by the veteran guy, and then he's going to become an XFL Hall of Famer when Tebow
Brady
retires.
Quinn was my backup.
Brady Quinn was his backup.
That's a good choice.
But yeah, how can you not go Warren Moon? That's a CFL Hall of Famer.
Solid.
That's an NFL Hall of Famer. Every league he plays in, he goes to the Hall of Fame. You're telling me he's not going to be an XFL Hall of Famer?
But how old is he?
So I told him that his team was going to be sponsored by AARP.
Exactly.
I mean, Warren Moon's up there in age. Like, I'd bring back Noodle Arm Peyton Manning first.
Peyton Manning.
Hey, Manning ain't coming back to play for you guys, huh?
Man, see, you guys should have started with this on your show, because I listened to the first 45 minutes of the College Tailgaters, and it was all Michigan State talk.
No, this is the first 20.
It never stopped. It felt like it was going on forever.
There's a lot to talk about there, man.
It is a lot to talk about. So you should start with XFL, man. That is the name. That was the name of your show. The XFL Draft.
I had to put XFL Draft to bring listeners in. If I put Michigan State story, it might have depressed people and been like, I don't want to listen.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, Anthony's a downer. He loves that shit.
No, dude. I mean, Michigan State deserved to be talked about because a lot was going on. But, you know, XFL, it's newsworthy today. Let's see what it is in 2 years.
All right, Sean, I've got a couple XFL questions for you.
Impact. And I'm sorry if I'm cutting you off, Kyle, because I
you're
can't
fine.
hear you at all. I can kind of see you over there. But
yeah, you're good. You're good.
Cut 'em
the
off.
Chicago Enforcers have a lasting impact in the 2001 XFL season, and that is the team's fight song, the song they play before every game, before every big drive, has been immortalized. 2002, Brock Lesnar picked it up as his WWE
Yes!
song. It has been used to this day, the Chicago Enforcers theme song. You can hear it every Monday night or whenever they're on. So,
and he's the current WWE champion.
That's correct.
That's right.
That's fine.
So since we're talking about WWE, we got... Oh, wait, you had an XFL question for him.
Yeah, since Sean is our special guest tonight, I wanted to give him a couple questions here. I thought they were relevant. So, Sean, if the XFL started and you were on an XFL team, what would the nickname be on the back of your jersey?
Sean, what would the nickname be on the back of your jersey?
He hate he?
Oh, this is a no-brainer. For me, this was a nickname given to me by some Chinese nationals based on my last name.
Okay.
Not even kidding. Like, Chris can attest to this.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
so back in the day when I was down in Florida, I was a flight instructor down there. And
But what, Chinese nationals?
correct.
Okay. Sounds like a terrorist story, but all right, go ahead.
Nah, they're harmless. But Orlando, as you guys know, gets a lot of thunderstorms in the afternoon.
Yeah.
The students would always want to fly with me during this, and they said my last name, Daly, loosely translates to big lightning. So nothing can happen to big lightning in the thunderstorm. So my jersey, for sure, will be big lightning.
Okay, one more question.
Yeah, who's more of a little bitch, Tom Brady or Justin Bieber?
Justin Bieber. That's right.
Tom Brady is a P word.
He's popular. You're right. Tom Brady is very popular.
Yeah, P for popularity.
Wait, our D line's gonna bring it to Tom Brady. We have to. What's your cock, baby? Everyone loves cock.
Everybody loves what?
Cock.
No, I don't like cocks.
Like chicken?
Anthony, we love cock here.
Like
Anthony,
chicken.
Chris, you guys all love cock.
Tune in next week where we'll discuss how much a Kool-Aid Man wall insurance policy will cost you once you buy Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah.